This one just it's heartbreaking. It wasn't going to turn around, but you wonder about the added grief, despair, just the prolonging of everything, the tragedy to this family. Brain dead pregnant mom kept alive under abortion law gives birth. Brain dead pregnant mother who was kept alive under an abortion law has now given birth and will remind you of the devastating details. Atlanta Black Star reported in early February, Adriana Smith, who is a registered nurse at Emory University Hospital, was nearing her 9th week of pregnancy when she experienced intense headaches. She checked into Northside Hospital in Atlanta, but was released without having any test or a CT scan. Her mother told this to reporters. They gave her some medication, she said, but it took 2 hospital transfers before a CT scan was finally done, revealing the deadly blood clots. Just nothing seemed to go right here, folks. Adriana Smith lay inside an Atlanta hospital bed on life support for more than 3 months after suffering multiple blood clots in her brain, rendering her brain dead. She's also pregnant, several more weeks to go. Her grieving family members say she's being kept alive only to give birth. I mean, these are the circumstances that went on. And claim they've been stripped of their legal right to make decisions about her care due to Georgia's strict abortion laws. You're going to emotionally and, tangibly pay for this, but you're not going to have any say about the person you love more than the state. All 50 states, when a person is declared brain dead by medical professionals, it means they are legally dead. Loved ones may seek a court order to remove the patient from life support if there's no DNR, do not resuscitate, order in place. But not in this case. There's that thing about the law again. It's different. Georgia's 2019 heartbeat law, known as the Living Infants Fairness and Equality Act, makes it a crime to intervene in a pregnancy after about 6 weeks or until a heartbeat is detected. There are a few exceptions to the ban, however. Incest, notably when the mother's life is at risk. Apparently, Smith's vegetative state does not qualify. Her unusual situation presents a legal gray area, making the months that have passed torture for her and her family. Her other child, too. Family of Adriana Smith issued a statement. The baby of Adriana Smith, a brain-dead pregnant woman who was being kept alive by ventilators under Georgia's abortion law, was delivered Friday, her family said. Smith's mother, April Newkirk, told NBC affiliate WXIA of Atlanta that the baby, named Chance, was born prematurely via emergency C-section. Then said the baby weighed about 1 pound, 13 ounces, and is in neonatal intensive care unit. He's expected to be okay, she told the station. He's just fighting. We just want prayers for him. Just keep praying for him, Newkirk said. Her daughter was declared brain dead and placed on a ventilator. She told WXIA this week that Smith will be taken off life support Tuesday. Kind of hard, she told the station. It's hard to process. State Attorney General's office issued a statement. State Attorney General's office said in May that nothing in the Life Act requires medical professionals to keep a woman on life support after brain death. The office said removing a patient from life support is not an action with the purpose to terminate a pregnancy. But Republican State Senator Ed Setzler, sponsored the 2019 law, told the AP that he supported the hospital's actions. I think it is completely appropriate that the hospital do what they can to save the life of the child, he said. I thought the hospital was taking care of the life that was already here. Adriana. I think this is an unusual circumstance, but I think it highlights the value of innocent human life. I think the hospital is acting appropriately. Smith was a mother to a 7-year-old boy. We've included a link in the description to the family's GoFundMe page. Just look at this picture. I can't. I just can't. Oh, wow. Look, Tehran, this is an enormous tragedy again. And I think for me, this whole right to life, abortion, first of all, can we just agree who do you know who wakes up in the morning and says, I'd love to have an abortion. Wouldn't that be good? Let's just get abortions, one for you, or a grandmother who says, I'd love for my daughter to have an abortion. It's just not, stop getting on either side of this thing. I can even see Mr. Setzler, the state rep's side. I just don't agree. Protecting life at all costs, stripping a family, Tehran, of any say. Don't you think a family can make a difficult, qualified, thoughtful decision here about what should happen next? Can't a family do that? Stripping away all their rights in favor of protecting the life of a newborn child and disrupting and not at all acknowledging any other rights. Emory didn't do this because the state of Georgia stepped in. They did it preemptively. Their bean counters, their lawyers said, "That's what. Let's just, yeah. By the way, tell them we're in charge, not the family." I mean, what do we do with this? How can we handle this? What do we do next?
Well, at the risk of mansplaining this to all the women out there, I'm sure abortion is a horrible ordeal that, as you stated, Sharon, most women do not wake up thinking this is what I want to do today, even though I do know a lot of strippers personally that might feel that way, but never mind. The point is this, is Margaret Atwood warned us about this in her novel, The Handmaid's Tale. That is when the state takes over all the women and their bodies and basically governs and rules what they must go through. There are other places like this that these kind of things happen. And guess what? If America was watching itself, it would go and attack America to free America from America. That is what is happening right now. The state of Georgia and preemptively the Emory Hospital has basically dictated that life is only important if it's a fetus, but not if it's a fully functional human being, or in this case, a non-functioning human being. The person was kept on life support despite being brain dead. That means there is no chance of recovery. And the family had to endure this and maybe even foot the bill. And at the end of the day, this baby is born without a mother, without care, and we will see the future of this baby. That is the thing. This is tragedy at its finest. There's no way that overturning Roe v. Wade was meant to do this.
Look, I'm more concerned, of course, with the emotional toll on this family, but we can talk about the finances too. This is Emory's decision, including the health arrangements. Do you know how expensive it is? My mother spent months in the hospital. I miss you so much, Mom. Over and over again at that very hospital. Do you know how much money that costs? Who's going to pick up the tab? Who's going to pay for a baby who they think she's going to be okay? The grandmother's saying, pray, 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 if you're a praying person. But I don't know that. And I don't even want to get into that. I just think the proper decision should be with the people who knew her, who love her, the 7-year-old little boy who thought time and again, no matter what they explained, that she's going to wake up. I can't imagine losing my loved one in this way. When my mother passed away, I had very little notice, despite her being sick. And I look back and I'm grateful for that, Tehran. I'm grateful for that. I was able to make some decisions. I saw her through like I promised I would. I promised her. If someone said I have no right to see her through, this is what we're doing now, Georgia. Is there any way we can find common ground? I ask you this unfair question.
Never mind the fact that women of color are 500 times more likely to die during the labor process to begin with. This is not the way someone is supposed to die. This is unimaginable. And by the way, this was one of their own. She was a nurse. This was a family that was educated in the medical process. What is going to happen when it's your turn?
Yeah. And guess what? I don't know what they would have decided. They never said what they would decide. They just said they would have been appreciative of being able to make a decision and not have a sterile hospital and a government treating their loved one like nothing more than a vessel.